I know that what the Australian people want from the coalition is a strong and disciplined alternative government, and I am determined to ensure that a strong and disciplined coalition is what they get under my leadership. Last night, Senator Cory Bernardi made some ill-disciplined comments to the Senate. He compounded the offence by repeating these comments on radio today. I had a conversation with Senator Bernardi. As a result of that conversation, he offered his resignation, and I've accepted his resignation. Everyone knows the Coalition's position on the issue of gay marriage. It's the position we took to the last election, and as far as I am concerned, we will never be a political movement which says one thing before an election and does the opposite afterwards. Nevertheless, I am also determined that the Coalition will maintain our proud record of non-discrimination. We do not discriminate against minority groups. We never want minority groups to feel like they are strangers in their own country. So, Senator Bernardi's resignation has given me the chance to make a strong team stronger, and I am announcing 2 appointments to the ranks of Shadow Parliamentary Secretary. As you know, Senator Bernardi was the Shadow Parliamentary Secretary to the Leader and for Families. So the new Shadow Parliamentary Secretary to the Leader will be Senator Arthur Sinodinos. All of you know Arthur. Arthur was an outstanding member of the Howard government as a staffer. He's now taken the first of what I imagine will be quite a few steps up the parliamentary ladder. He has been doing an excellent job as chairman of the Regulatory Review Task Force, and he will continue in that role. I'm appointing as Shadow Parliamentary Secretary for Families Mr Jamie Briggs, the member for Mayo. Jamie has been utterly indefatigable in exposing the failures of this government, in exposing the waste, the debt and the deficit, which is at the heart of this government, and his promotion to the ranks of the ministry is a reward for his energy in exposing the failures of this government. As I said, I am very proud to be putting both of them into the full ministry. I know they're going to make a very strong contribution, and I do have an even stronger team as a result of these changes.
At what point?
We might go one at a time. Paul, we'll start with you.
I suppose to pick up the suggestion by one of your senators that the opposition could support a move to civil unions?
Let's deal with the issue which is currently before the Parliament. My understanding is that votes are likely on bills in both the Senate and the House of Representatives shortly. Let's deal with that, and then we might consider whatever other matters come up. Lenore?
Senator Bernardi's comments were ill-disciplined. Do you think they were offensive, and do you think they were wrong?
They're views that I don't share. They're views that I think many people would find repugnant. Look, I'm a fairly traditional conservative person on this subject, but I know from quite personal experience the range of views in the community. People very close to me obviously have a different view to mine on this subject, and I think we've got to conduct this debate in a civil way, and I don't think that Cory's contribution last night in any way added to that.
Mr Abbott, at what point?
This is the second time that Senator Bernardi has either been sacked or forced to resign from a frontbench role, from a parliamentary secretary's role. How many times do you need to be sacked to be disendorsed?
Well, these are matters for the lay party. Cory is a talented politician with much to contribute, but plainly he has been guilty of ill discipline, lack of judgment, and he'll have to do a fair bit of political penance, no doubt about that.
Mr. Abbott, at what point?
Dennis?
Mr Abbott, did you ask Senator Bernardi not to express these views again, and did he agree with that if you did?
I had a discussion with Senator Bernardi. It was a fairly forthright discussion, as you can imagine, and as a result of that discussion, Corey offered his resignation and I accepted it. Now, I think it's implicit in that obviously he knows that I would much prefer that he didn't dabble in these subjects again.
David, at what point did you decide he had to go? Was it when you saw what he'd said, or was it when you saw the reaction of the media and Malcolm Turnbull and others? Secondly, can I also ask 2 replacements for Corey Bernardi? That expands the size of your front bench?
Well, obviously we've got 2 parliamentary secretaries as opposed to 1, but I do point out that in opposition, shadow parliamentary secretaries, they aren't paid more and they don't get extra staff, so there will be no additional call on the taxpayer. But I do think it is important to recognise, acknowledge and appropriately utilise the talents of both of these individuals. Arthur Sinodinos in particular is a very, very strong addition to our broader ministry, and Jamie Briggs has done a really outstanding job of holding the government to account. So as to the first question, David, look, I was concerned about what Corey said in the Senate last night, and then when he compounded that by going unnecessarily onto radio this morning to repeat the matter, I swiftly concluded that that was one mistake too many. Michelle?
Did you give him any second chance in that conversation?
The short answer, Michelle, is no. Look, I've known Corey for a long time. He's a decent bloke with strong opinions, but discipline is critical. Team play is vital, and that's what Corey has had some problems with, and that's why I thought it was very important to act swiftly and decisively as I have.
So did he compound this morning in defiance
Phil?
of what...
Just more generally, Mr Abbott, it's been a rugged few days, if not a week or so, for the coalition with disciplinary issues. Are you worried things are starting to fray a little bit, and what is your message to the party?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that I have sent a very strong message to every member of the team that ill discipline is unacceptable. I think it's pretty clear that if you want to freelance, you can do so on the back bench, but you can't freelance from the front bench. And look, all I can say apart from that is it's nice to be back in the Parliament after a couple of days away. Thank you.